Keeping with the nature theme, today is Arbor Day, a time to celebrate trees and think about how we can plant more and protect those that already exist.
Yeah, trees are so critical to, of course, our environment, our health. And in honor of Arbor Day, we're turning to the experts to talk about the benefits of trees, especially in urban areas like Chicago. We need them here. Joining us now is Lydia Scott, director of the Morton Arboretum Chicago Region Trees Initiative. Good morning. We'd love to talk about some of the benefits first that trees provide us, especially here in the city.
Good morning. Well, the benefits in the city are really critical. So trees actually help reduce temperatures. They reduce flooding with the stormwater. They help absorb and intercept stormwater. They improve air quality by taking pollution out of the air. They also help us physically because our emotions are impacted by how we experience nature and how we are involved with the nature as a whole, and it's really, you know, there's an all-around many benefits with respects to trees.
And Lydia, what's the current state of Chicago's tree canopy coverage? Are there areas experiencing a lack or shortage of adequate trees?
Well, we know that there are areas where we experience what we call tree equity, where the canopy is lower, and those often tend to be the under-resourced or disadvantaged areas of the city. The Mayor Lightfoot has made an exceptional effort to get trees planted in those communities over the last year, and in fact, I believe they planted nearly 20,000 trees, and at least 40% of those trees were planted in those under-resourced neighborhoods.
And I mentioned earlier you had the Arboretum Chicago Region Trees Initiative, and before today, to be honest, I hadn't heard about it. What do you guys do?
So we're a coalition of organizations working to improve the health of the urban forest, and we want to make sure that it's equitably distributed. And the reason for that, again, is where we started this piece, was on the benefits that trees provide. It's really critical that we get tree canopy grown and expanded within neighborhoods and communities that experience low canopy, because those are the same neighborhoods that experience the impacts from climate and air pollution. And so we work very actively in those neighborhoods. We have mapping that we've done for all of those communities to identify the vulnerable populations, low canopy, and some of the other issues that we mentioned earlier. And those are the areas that we really zone in on and work to improve the canopy in those communities.
And you mentioned the exceptional job that Mayor Lightfoot has done with this initiative. The city has a plan to plant 75,000 trees by 2026. Do you see the city meeting or even exceeding that goal as there's about to be a transition at City Hall?
Well, I'm hopeful that the new administration will be supportive of Mayor Lightfoot's initiative on forestry, and if we follow the current trajectory, we will surpass that by quite a bit. So there's been a real concerted effort on getting those trees in the ground.
So finally, how is the Arboretum celebrating Arbor Day? I mean, it's the perfect backdrop, perfect location.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a beautiful day out here. If you have time and can come out and walk through the gardens and experience the trees budding out, it's a beautiful place to be. We celebrated Arbor Day with the planting of our 3,000th tree in recognition of the Arboretum Centennial, which the Arboretum was founded in 1922, and the past year we planted 3,000 trees. The last one got planted at John Lewis Middle School in Waukegan just last week, and we're excited to continue that work into the future.
All right, Lydia Scott with the Morton Arboretum's Chicago Region Trees Initiative. I want to get that right. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time and your insight.
2 green thumbs. There we go.
Thank you for having me.
And also, the city of Chicago is celebrating Arbor Day by holding a community tree planting in Archer Heights. A city program called Our Root Chicago hopes to expand Chicago's tree canopy coverage by planting 75,000 trees over 5 years. We just talked about some of those initiatives. More than 18,000 trees were planted last year.